So today we're going to start trying to get these panels done. We're going to do this back one. And then I got to get some wire so I can fix the wiring for these front lights. And then we're going to put the front one. So, excuse me, babe.
Can you smell it?
Sorry. Excuse all the mess. We got like 15 projects going on. But we got these panels. It's like 15 bucks each from a big box store. They were actually 20, but if you tell them, hey, these are the only ones, they're damaged, you might be able to get some money off. So there's our panels. Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this one, get it figured out, and then go from there. We're gonna be go ahead and installing the front and rear panel. We're gonna start with the rear. It's kind of easier. There's a couple places we have to cut out, which I showed in other videos, and then I got to do some wiring on the front before we install that. But what we did is we went and got some of these panels from the good old Lowe's, and it actually works out straight down the middle. Gives us 24 inches on each side, which is what we need for that. I got 2 panels, but you can make it work with 1. Thanks, babe. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start cutting this and then cut out the little holes that we need for the electric. So here we're just double checking our measurements to make sure everything is good to go. We're using a circular saw to cut these panels in half. We quickly learned that it was eating up the edges, so we put down some masking tape, continued to saw, and the edges came out pretty good. And then we went ahead and got our measurement for the final length on these panels. Alright, we got the first panel cut. Second one just needs to be chopped out to the end. And we're going to bring it inside and test fit. Actually, we might test fit on this just to make sure the length is right, because we have to cut out some holes for all this wiring. So let's see what we can do. Alright, the panel's cut to length. Next, what we're gonna do is there's a little access port, got all the wires. I'm going leading up to the battery and the lights. They go to that. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. There's another cut we'll have to make. Sorry about all the shaking. There's another cut we'll have to make for the outlet, but we're just gonna do this for right now, and then we can figure out the outlet. Let's do it. on, babe. Alright, so we cut that out. Not perfect, but it's going to be hidden behind one of the bench areas anyway. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and take off all this tape. I might clean this up. I don't know, it really doesn't matter. And then we'll try getting it into the pop-up. Alright, so what I'm attempting to do is get this panel. As you can see, there's this little lip, and it has to go under. And then if we want to keep the length that we have, it needs to go back and behind. So I'm just trying to work this in there without breaking anything at this point. Yeah, we might have to end up cutting it a little bit shorter than we thought, and being real careful to get it in there. But I'm gonna keep trying and see what I can do. So it has a little bit of flex to it. It's close. I'm just really thinking that we're gonna have to probably cut it down a little bit. This is what I measured was 24 inches. I think if we just took one of these ribs off, if we need to, what I plan on doing other places is get some half round trim, and I plan on doing that in the corners, and then I'm gonna do it along this. You see it was a little sloppy cutting, but wasn't the easiest to get in here. But I mean, half round should have no problem with covering that up. And I mean, like I said before, we probably aren't going to keep the sink and everything, so we'll probably just build our own set of cabinets that might come out, you know, just a little bit further. We won't worry about what's underneath it. But floor's in here, it's secured down. We do need to make a little panel for this side, but we're not too worried about that, just because it's under the cabinets. Yeah, I'm gonna go cut this down a little bit, and then hopefully it'll do a little better job. Hold on, do a little bit. It'll fit a little better. I might have to do like I did on this one, where I actually loosen this trim up. Hopefully not, because this is not fun. But let me see what I can do, and we'll be back. Alright, so here I'm trying to get the panel up under the trim. I really didn't want to have to pull that trim. So what I'm doing here is I'm going through. There's a little bit of panel still left from the previous panel. I'm taking a knife, trying to cut any of that out to hopefully give me a little extra room. But alright, so fortunately the inside wouldn't fit up under that lip. So what we're gonna have to do, this is the outside trim, had to push the bed back in, fortunately, and then get all of these screws out. And then we'll be able to fully seat that panel up in there, and then go back out and reseal this, or re-screw it. Alright, so we got all the other ones out. There's this little screw here that actually stops the track from going in, where you can get these out. So once we get this out, hopefully we can get under this track, and then the rest of it, there we go. The rest of it, there we go. Okay, so we're going to get these two done, and then we should be able to slide the rest of the panel up in this corner. we're going to be finishing up the panel. We ended up having to loosen this top trim up, which you have to put the bed in, take the screws out. If you don't want to see that, I can show you. Let me know. But we loosened that up, and we were able to get this panel up inside there. So now what we're going to do, because we tried the hammer and nail, that didn't really work, because there's only like half an inch of the strip on the bottom. What I did is I went on Home Depot, and we got this Win staple. It's actually 2-in-1 staple and brad nailer. Super cheap. I think it was like $25.
What?
Nice to have.
Crazy.
Yeah, right? Yeah, here it is, the Win 2-in-1 nailer and stapler. Model 61718. But I tried it out once. It's working really well. You just pop that up, and it has a little lever right here. And then we're taking, I think they're 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch staples. And those just literally right on this ledge. Like that. And then we're just going to be going along the bottom here, making sure it's up tight. And easy as that. We're going to go ahead, go along the edge. Well, at least the bottom. I think we can get the top too. So we'll go along the bottom and the top and knock this out real quick. Alright, so that worked pretty well. Did a really good job of getting those staples in. You can see we got them in far enough. I'm probably going to take some paint, just touch those up. But honestly, that's what was in it before. Little nails like, or little staples like this. So next, I think what we're going to do is either cut out the hole for the outlet, or I'm going to do a quick electrical fix on the front. These marker lights aren't working, so I'm going to just cut into the line, run it out with my own wire, and wire it up that way so that we can get this panel on. So I think we're probably going to do that next. So here I'm just measuring out where the box is going to be, kind of where it was previously. I'm checking this out because I realized that it's a little bit different than a normal outlet. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart, and then here I start actually cutting into the siding. Pretty easy to cut, to make sure there wasn't any electrical lines back there. Not a big deal. And then I start to struggle. This outlet, completely different, and the wires actually go like smashed in between two little pieces of metal. I'm probably going to buy a new one because I kind of messed up the metal on this, but it is not easy to get those wires back in there. Alright, so what we're going to do next is fix a little wiring issue we have. These front marker lights do not work. The way the wiring harness for this pop-up trailer works is that from the 7-pin plug, they actually go through the frame, which is an enclosed frame, come out the back, and then proceed to be wired to different lights. So somewhere in there, the wire is either broken, grounded out, whatever. The front marker lights don't work. So what I'm going to do is take my own wire, plug it in here, and then put it out the front and route into the lines that supply power to the marker lights. So what I have is it's a 14 gauge wire, which matches this, different color, but it's okay, I'll know what it is. And then what is it? We're gonna actually tie into one of these. This was the old wire. We're just gonna leave that be. There shouldn't be any power. I'll test it once we actually hook up the truck to it. We're gonna tie into this line right here. I have my little kit. So we'll take one of these spade connectors. That wire, plug it up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so to verify that this is wired up correctly before I put this panel on, what I did, this should be the hot wire going out, and then I put a temporary wire in place of the ground. I'll reconnect that, run them through, and then come outside. So I literally brought my battery out, disconnected right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take the negative wire, put it there, and then take my positive wire, and I'm gonna touch the terminal. There you go. So it shows me that everything's wired up correctly, and I can go ahead and put that panel on. So got the panel in. Don't know why I didn't just remove this strip, but it has some damage at the bottom corner. It'll be fine. I'm gonna paint it white. This is pretty much covered. Then there's gonna be half round that will come down to here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same as the other side. Well, I'm gonna secure this top trim, and then I'm gonna put the little staples in it. And then after we're done with this, finally time to put the cabinets back in. Alright, so now that we're done with that inside panel, we need to reattach this trim. Went ahead and took out all of those screws, and it's kind of a pain, but kept all the hardware in a bag. The easiest way that I found, at least on this specific model, all the way in. You gotta be gentle. And you can put that board in there, and that's gonna give us room. Then these are the little slides, the stoppers. So we'll leave these go right here, and then the actual blocks go on the ends. So we're gonna go ahead and get all these knocked out. Alright, so here I'm getting the screws put back in that piece of trim. You'll notice I'm using a piece of wood, so makes it better. You won't damage any of the trim. You kind of push up on it, and it gives you a little bit more room to get at those screws. Really tight fit, but that piece of wood makes it a lot easier. So I'm finishing up here, and we'll just open it to get back to work on the inside. So we have both panels in. This one went in, I got it stapled down. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out the hole for this. We'll get that in, and then we're going to, when I was cutting, I mean, most of this is going to be covered up by half round anyway, trim, but I'm just going to fill this in with white. So it just looks a little bit cleaner. Then we went ahead and decided we're going to sand and paint the top of these. We're going to take this bar off. I don't know if we're going to take it all the way off. probably, and then spray paint that white. So sorry about the mess. Kind of in the middle of all the things here. So yeah, I'm gonna go get started on this box, paint, and then we'll show the next step.